Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Brent Hazard and Malcolm Johnson Show. That's right. Welcome to the Brent Hazard and Malcolm Johnson Show. I tell you, these cameras is upside down in here, but I guess we're going to make it work. I just tell you, Lord Jesus. How you doing, Mr. Bill?
Doing well. Mr. Malcolm, how you doing?
I'm doing great. But I tell you one thing, it's very hot on the outside.
Yes, it's watermelon picking hot.
So how's it been going, Mr. Bill?
It's been going good. It's been going good. Just observing and making sure that our elected officials in Washington solve that debt ceiling problem and look like we're on our way.
Tell us about it.
Well, they have agreed, and now it has to be voted on. It's in the process of being voted on, and we are hoping that the individual idiosyncrasies of what we call individual checkbook balancing don't affect the common good of our economy, because a lot of the elected officials have their own perception what the country should do, but a lot of people is affected, not just their household.
So, explain to the people we're going to Washington. You say you're keeping up with Washington. Just let the people know how did that affect me, you, or the common good of the normal person in this world.
Well, one thing I'm going to say about Biden, he kept the social services in that packet. That means if that default takes place, you're not going to get your Social Security check. You're not going to get your health benefits. We don't know what it's going to do with your 401k. It takes a lot that everybody has what we call guarantees from the government for just basic household and survival additions to their family as it relates to health. Those things will suffer. And that's why we. So
you really feel like you're going to Washington and stopping it?
I'm not going to Washington. I'm keeping up with what's going on.
Oh, you keeping up with it? You really feel like you keeping up with it going to stop? We're going to Washington?
No, it's not going. I can't stop it. I don't have that type of influence.
Yes.
It's what you call.
Well, I think what you need to be watching is the local people that's around here with the red lights not working, not picking up trash. Fire departments can't put house fires out because the water hydrants is not running. I think that's what we need to be concerned about, our everyday operation of our city and our county. And I do want to say this, Malcolm Johnson, welcome to the Malcolm, the Brent Hazard and Malcolm Johnson radio show. And hey, Brent is not in today, so we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to take some calls. You know, I'm running for Hinds County Supervisor in District 5. The number is 1-800-492-5186. I'm going to put that on the screen. That's right, 1-800. And we're going to put it on the screen, 492-5186. And what we're going to do today is open the call lines up. That's right. We're going to open up the call lines today. We're going to talk about if elected as Hinds County next supervisor, what are some of the things you would like to see the Hinds County Board of Supervisors do in your community or in Hinds County? That's right. We want the people to get involved with today's show. And our question is, what would you like to see the Hinds County Board of Supervisors do in your county or in your town in Hinds County? Now, continue talking, Mr. Bill.
Well, I understand we do have a lot of problems taking place as it relates to traffic lights, sewer, water runoff. We do have a lot of problems there. But there's a lot of tension on that, and we're hoping that the good will be served with the changes that are being made in order to correct a lot of those problems. A new public works man said that he's going to directly supervise the lights being out, the intersection having problems himself, and that's a positive sign, and I do understand that.
Is he an engineer?
They tell me he's an engineer. I don't know. I hadn't seen.
No, he's not an engineer, sir. It take an engineer. It take an electrical engineer to run red lights. That's just like putting a fisherman, a pedal boat in Atlantic Ocean. If you put a pedal boat in the Atlantic Ocean, how far the boat gonna go? Huh?
When its power runs out, the manual power
it ain't going nowhere because when the first wave comes, it's going to turn the boat over.
Yeah,
so if you put a damn fool over the red lights and they not engineers, guess what's going to happen? Nothing. Zero from nothing from nothing equals what?
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
So people talking, they get in these meetings and just talk. You have to go to buy, what have they done? Well, why? If you got all this information, sir, why did you let the red lights get to this point?
Okay.
Make sense to you?
That's a question to ask. I cannot say what kind of qualification he got.
Yeah.
Only thing I can say is that the mayor moved him up and he made commitment.
Well, when nobody else take the job, just say when nobody else, then nobody apply, and then nobody else want to take. So you had to move the next person in the department into that position because you had to fulfill the position by law. But look, let's talk about this. 1-800-492-5186. That's right. We live from We Believe Studio. And if you like coffee, tell what you do. Try some of that Earth Blend coffee. That's right, they got it right here in Jackson, Mississippi. It's our coffee's unique blend of carefully selected beans from around the world. It's the best regions of South Africa, Africa, and Asia to ensure that you have an excellent quality product. It's roasted and it's ready to cook. So if you're out there, listen, try Earth Blend coffee. I tell you one thing, I want to say good evening to Pastor P.J. Williams, who's locked in. That's right, he locked in from Jackson, Mississippi. I want to say, Reverend P.J., thank you for all you do in the community. Also, Mr. Bill, I want to say that things have been going real good, man, on the campaign trail. It's beginning to heat up a little bit, Mr. Bill. So many people don't know this, but I'm gonna let Mr. Bill. I'm educating Mr. Bill as far as also letting him know how this thing really operates. Mr. Bill is the chairman for our campaign. Malcolm Johnson for supervisor, and I look at the screen. And Mr. Bill, now I want y'all to know. Look up there, they know who you are. Yeah. You hold your head down like I'm a white man. I want you to let the people know you're a strong man. You're chairman of our campaign. He does a great job. But also, Mr. Bill is also he's done engineering work. Let the county people know kind of work you've done in the past, Mr. Bill.
Yes, I'm a transportation professional. I've been on many projects, building transportation facilities, transportation infrastructure. I worked on those projects as well as a seasoned transportation manager and public manager. I just want to say the campaign is going good. We are getting good feedback about supporting of our candidate, Mr. Malcolm Johnson, which is good. And we're asking for you all support and vote and get the word out that we are now in this supervisor's race for District 5, Mr. Malcolm Johnson, who is committed to making a difference and serving the common good and being that person of trust that you can depend on, that we're going to help the people of Hinds County as well as help the administration do the best job possible.
We tell everybody everywhere we go that experience matters, but leadership matters too, Mr. Bill. You know, on this campaign journey, as we knock on doors, as we talk to people, as we go to churches, people want to know, Mr. Johnson, where do you stand on this issue? And I tell them, Mr. Bill, I tell them, I look them in the eye and say, we will not embarrass Hinds County. Matter of fact, if there's any embarrassing going on, what we're going to do is go in the back room and get to the bottom of it before we even come out. So the embarrassment part, they went on the job, the embarrassing to the citizens and residents, constituents of Hinds County was ceased. We're going to write a cease and desist letter and let the people know that, hey, on the board or wherever, we here for business. We're not here to fuss and fight. We're here for business, Mr. Bill. Like that B in your name, Bill. Mm-hmm. What goes with that? Business. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be about the business of the people of Hinds County. And guess what, Mr. Bill? Not saying that, there are going to be some things we don't all agree on, but we're not going to embarrass the people of Hinds County. We're not going to mismanage the money. We're not going to listen to the constituents. We're not going to listen to our people in the business community to find out the best thing for the community. But at the same time, we will not embarrass Hinds County.
We will represent the people. We will be that trusted elected official that you elected us to be. And we're going to make sure that we serve the entire county and the good of those who elected us.
Tell you one thing, Mr. Bill. The number here is 1-800-4925-186. We want to take a call, and I just want to know from the people today, what can we do once elected to make Hinds County a better place? What do you see need done? 1-800-4925-186. We want the people to get involved with the show on today. I know we don't normally take calls on this show, but hey, this is one of those days where I said, Mr. Bill, we're going to take some calls. 1-800-4925-186. Call in and let us know. Malcolm Johnson, when you are elected as a supervisor of District 5, this is some of the things we want to see done in Hinds County. The people saying they won't see more lighting, not just in the city, but in the rural. You hear me, Mr. Bill? They want roads paved, but they want yellow lines doing the roads where they can travel up and down the roads at night. People want ditches cleaned out. They want ditches trenched in the county. So those are some of the things that we're looking forward to bringing back and doing. But first of all, people want is an open line of communication to their supervisor. Tell the people what's the importance of having a direct line of communication to their supervisor, Mr. Bill. Let the people know.
It is important the people will get a chance to express their needs, their concerns, and things that should be addressed that from time to time elected officials and leaders may not put priority on. And they help the leadership, as Malcolm said, place the priority to see actually what is taking place and to understand the effects of it. So it's good that the people come forth and give their story as to what they're faced with and how it can be improved upon.
I tell you one thing, Mr. Bill, you telling the truth. And I know you've been around a long time, Mr. Bill, especially with your gift to go to meetings. You know, I know you go to Jackson Rotary Club. I know you go to City Hall. You come to all the Hinds County Board of Supervisors meetings. But tell the people, what do you see the most at the County Board of Supervisors meeting that disturbs you? Well, we're having 5 African male Democrats on the board. What do you see that most disturbs you with the layout or the layer of the land? What you think leads to most of the problems in the board? If you don't mind, let the people know, Mr. Bill.
Well, I'm not here actually to talk about the board itself, but what I see. Yeah. I see the people are suffering. I see the people not getting immediate attention, and things taking place in the county that are not becoming benefactors a lot of the times. And we start looking for what I say, grant projects and different things to put a boost into the county and to put a boost into being able to deliver services for the people. But a lot of the people's services are deteriorating, and that's not good, because the people deserve better. Well, not only better, they deserve the facilities that they basically are guaranteed by the process of being a government entity.
Well, so let me ask you this, Mr. Bill. Have you ever walked into a meeting and noticed that certain supervisors may not have the paperwork on the vote? Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
So you think that's right?
I've seen that.
What do the law say about a board, about a government official board, and they have equal reputation? Everybody's supposed to be provided to what? Equal what?
Yeah, I understand all of that. But
so have you saw it?
Yeah,
so me and you was on the board, and me and Brent over here had all the paperwork at every meeting. We was a 3-member board. You never had the paperwork. Would you just sit there and look stupid, or would you speak out against it?
Well,
tell the truth now. Shame the devil now.
Well. If you have to speak out against it, that means something went wrong with the process, because everything's in place.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm trying to say, that's integrity. So when I say we're going to restore integrity, we're going to make sure everybody have an opportunity to have a look before we go out into the public. Because what you're doing is opening cans of worms that you can't do what? Get back in the can you? Because when they get out the can, they're everywhere, right? So those are some of the things I'm talking about, Mr. Bill. We're going to be trying to make sure that we restore leadership and integrity until Hinds County. Now go ahead, Mr. Bill.
Well, being that the county is a public entity, which is working at the
will of the people.
Will of the people. a lot of things that may go wrong are outside of what we call normal practice and policies and statutes as it relates to that body. And those things can be corrected, and the leadership can correct that. So the new leadership that we're talking about will get in and make sure we are spot on as it relates to doing the proper things that are so set up in the statutes that we're supposed to follow and be on in delivering those services to the people.
1-800-492-5186. Call in and let the people know. We listen. We want one call just to call in. Floyd Lewis, I want you to call in 1-800-492-5186 and let the people know. What do you think the most important thing about this next election, especially how do you feel and what would you like to see the Hinds County Board of Supervisors do in the next term of the board? One thing a lot of the people are saying, Mr. Bill, they're saying they want leadership that leads by example and leads by role model, lead with role model, and learn to lead by working together. You know, it's very important that we work together, Mr. Bill. You know, me and you work together on my campaign. We never have an argument. You know, you tell me what you think, and I think, and I sometimes I say, Mr. Bill ain't got it right. And then I think, and I said, Mr. Bill, you know you was exactly right. You have heard me say it, right?
Yeah, you said that.
That's right. So what we got to have is people in office that listens. That's right. That they listen, don't know it all. I don't know everything, but one thing I do know, that we need roads repaved, we need yellow stripes in the road, we need grass cut, we need those ditches over there off Lynch Street cleaned out, those ditches over there by West of the Plaza cleaned out, those ditches over there on Powers Avenue behind off the Southern Church cleaned out. We need the grass cut in Utica down Highway 18 over in the Utica area. I'm talking about in the town, in the county part, not the highway part, but over off of 18. We need the grass cut in Terry. We need the grass cut in Dry Grove, the grass cut in Leonard. And we also need those ditches trenched down there where that water can run to the creeks. And if the water run to the creeks, guess what, Mr. Bill? The roads will last a little bit longer because the water sets in the street, and guess what it does to the concrete, Mr. Bill? Mm-hmm. It crumbles up. Mm-hmm. You do know that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You told me you was involved with building there. Mm-hmm. If water stay on the parking lot 3 months, what's going to happen to the asphalt? Mm-hmm. Tell the people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I want you to tell the people that.
There will be problems.
There will be serious. It'll be infrastructure problem.
But you see, you talk about engineers. Uh-huh. Engineers deal with that. Even the surface materials that are used, engineers deal with that. Everything now is scientifically defined. When you put down a pavement, when you put down any type of covering, you know the life cycle of it. And you know how much and how to install it to get more longevity out of it.
Let me put this break in there. Ladies and gentlemen, let me put this break in there. We got a guy right here in Jackson, Mississippi, Hinds County. It's 55 South. His name is Rodney Dixon. He's a good guy. If you need some tires on your car, check this out. Check with Mr. Dixon. He's watching today. He got married last week, man. He got married, Mr. Bill. He on that honeymoon. I guess they taking a break now because I see him kicked in on the Facebook page. But man, I want to say congratulations, Rodney.
Congratulations,
Rodney Dixon, man. I've been, we've been knowing each other from the trenches of being children in church. Your family, my family, the Benjamins and all us are related too. But at the same time, brother, I want to say congratulations on your wedding, man. And I'm gonna say this, man. You got a beautiful wife. From what I saw from the wedding on Facebook, beautiful wedding, beautiful wife. So have a happy life, brother, man. Listen, I'm on this show 2 days. We're going to talk about them tires. Let the people know that you got the cheapest tire price in town, Mr. Bill. He get them brand new with the paperwork on there. But I thank you for checking in to the Brent and Malcolm Johnson show. Floyd Lewis, I'm still waiting on you to call. 1-800-492-5186. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to turn it up just a little bit more. Take us to a break.
Looking for the hottest content in the city of Jackson and surrounding areas? Check out WeBelieveDigital.com. Also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We Believe Digital Podcast is here for all your podcasting needs.
The Mississippi Link is an African-American female-owned newspaper with a trusted voice that is highly respected throughout the city, state, and nation. Our motto, keepers of the knowledge for people who speak the truth, since 1993. Link significantly influences the thoughts, attitudes, and buying decisions of its readers. Call us at 601-368-8481 for your advertising needs. If you would like to receive a newspaper in the mail each week, our annual subscription is only $52 per year. That is only $1 per week for you to stay informed regarding many stories that you can only get in the Mississippi Link. Sign up today at themississippi.link.com and click on Home Delivery.
Welcome back to the Brent Housen and Malcolm Johnson Show. That's right, we live in the studio at one of the world's best podcast offices, the We Believe Studio. That's right, where they got herb blend coffee. They got all, matter of fact, listen, they got the Mississippi Link here. If you don't subscribe to your papers, if you don't get your local papers, guess what? You won't know what's going on now, because the Clary Ledger, them, they don't put local news and papers no more. They put news in there that they want people to believe, but they don't put the truth in. One thing about the Mississippi Link, guess what they're going to do, Mr. Bill?
They're going to put the truth in.
They're going to put the truth in.
That's great.
Two black papers as local as Mississippi Link and Advocate, and I can say one thing, they work hard to keep the black community informed. And guess what? If you ain't got nothing else to do and you need to borrow a little money, you can always stop by and see Mr. Socrates Garrett himself. Mr. Socrates Garrett is right here. His office is right here in this wonderful studio building too. And Socrates Garrett is a wonderful man. He's an older, seasoned man, and you can't come by here and tell him it's raining outside and and bring an umbrella with you and think he gonna believe it now.
Yeah.
He's not a fool now.
Yeah.
He's a wise older man. He's a seasoned man, and I tell you, he got a podcast show called what's the name of it? The South Will Rise Again. Is that his show?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, he got a show, boy, they raised hell on the South Will Rise Again. And I love to listen to him and Dr. Henderson talk that old talk, brother, about it be truth talk, though. You know, they talk the talk, man, it's just the truth. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Our people being left out, locked out, but at the same time, our people got to do better, Mr. Bill, to make sure that our people is taking care of our people. Because we do have people in position to help our people. If they don't help our people, how your people going to do better?
Yeah.
You agree, Mr. Bill?
Yeah, I agree with that. We always have to serve the common good and help others. And people go in with different priorities and different agendas. And I say it like this, we may not be any different than nobody else in the world when we go in and look out for ourselves.
That's right. But Mr. Bill, let me ask you a question right here. I know you go many places and you talk to a lot of people. What's the number one problem you see with Jackson, Mississippi? And I know you lived in Baltimore, Atlanta, Detroit, Flint, Michigan, Sonoma, Michigan, all in Florida. Tell us what you see here. Tell the truth now. Because if you don't tell the truth, I'm going to call you out.
Taking care of the people, taking care of the citizens, bringing investment into the city.
Yes, right.
Having amenities for the citizen, as well as services to the citizen. Just the basic infrastructure services Jackson suffers on. And you talked about it. You talked about lights, you talked about garbage, you talked about water, you talked about sewer. That's basic stuff. Those things shouldn't be faltering at this particular point, because our systems of public management has been in process for a number of years now. And things that are falling short with us basically should be second place, because we're supposed to be on top of it on a consistent basis.
Well, Mr. Bill, so you trying to say that you see a lot that ain't right then?
Well, we're not taking care of the people. We're not keeping our promises to the people and taking care of the municipal duties that is expected at a rate that we should.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. This another young lady got a good show over here too. Named Miss Chantel G. Johnson, and she give the people what they want to over here. And I want to send my shout out to her. I watches her when it pops up. I watches her, Miss Chantel. I thank you for all you do in the community of keeping the people informed. She will call a spade, And you know what? She will wear you out, Mr. Bill. Y'all know Mr. Bill got a million things to talk about when we not on the air. And now that they're on there, I'm pointing at him to talk, and he don't want to talk. What do you do when your co-host don't want to talk? Ladies and gentlemen, 1-800, Miss Chantel, call in today. 1-800-492-5186 and tell me when you got a co-host that's on the show with you, won't talk. When you point to him and tell him not to talk. And then when you leave the show, he gonna want to talk to tomorrow. So tell me what you do when you got a co-host that don't want to talk. Ladies and gentlemen, 1-800-492-5186. We're just having a time of talk today. But you know another thing the people in Hinds County is saying that they want to see, Mr. Bill?
What is that?
You really want to know?
I want to know.
The people in Hinds County is saying that they want to see more lights up. The people in the county are saying, in some roads it's so dark that they can't even see how to get home at night. They just want a light every now and then when you get to a road or something. The one that say, hey, that's the right turn. You know, your ambulance, your fire trucks, and everybody going down those back roads. Oh, Chantel say thank you, but she say she's in the streets with the people right now, Mr. B. She said you got lucky today. Say she'll wear that old man now. I hear you, Chantel. We got someone say Jackson failed off when the surrounding areas popped up. Derek Gray, that's a good point right there, but it's a reason why the other cities popped up. Mr. Bill, so people want lighting in the county. They don't want a light pole every mile. But they want to be, when you pull up in intersections out in the county, that they can at least see that it's the road to my house. The ambulances need to know, they need to see the signs at night, don't it?
That's true.
Yeah, they need to see the third light on the left. If you see the third light and it's blinking, that's the road to my house. That's where the house fire is. So that's some of the things people want to see, Mr. Bill, in Hinds County. That's some of the things we're going to bring. Now, a lot of people don't know this. Continental Tires built a nice plant on 20, going towards Vicksburg and Clinton. It's beautiful. You know that, don't you?
I know that.
Continental Tires pays Clinton Public School System all of the tax money out for the Continental Tires. You hear me? Hinds County didn't reap nothing from the taxes of Continental Tires. That means all the money go to Clinton, the taxes go to Clinton Public Schools. You hear me?
Was that negotiated when you acquired them?
Yeah, but guess what else though? But the light company sent Hinds County the bill for all those lights down there around the plant on 220. On 20 of them.
Okay.
Now, if you can give $40 or $50 million to a school system every 3-4 years in taxes, it looked like you could have paid $8,000 a year for your lights around your road going to your plant, right?
Yeah,
you remember that mean too, don't you?
Yeah, that's a basic commonality. But when you start bringing those corporations in here like this, and you start giving them all type of breaks to come here, and you negotiate what they're going to do,
yeah, what they don't have to do.
I can't sit here and say there's something wrong with that because I don't know how the negotiations went.
Well, you know how I would have negotiated? I would have said, well, this is going to be a nice plant. I say, but since the school system is going to reap from the taxes of the plant, how about the school system takes on their light bill for those poles?
Well, like I said,
so you put the burden of the, and then hold on now, you put the burden of the taxes, you put the burden of the lights on the county taxpayers, but there's no lights on the county roads. Now that plant is in the city of Clinton jurisdiction. It's on the line, but you know it's tied to the city of Clinton because the water and sewage is provided by the city of Clinton. So what I'm saying, we still have trenches in there that hadn't been done right, but we can't continue to make those kind of disasters for the taxpayers of Hinds County, because the county's job first is to take care of who? The county residents.
Yeah, the county residents.
And then to assist inside of the city, you know, when needed or when you see something they're doing.
Yeah, and what I'm hearing that the city of Clinton took the lead on bringing that plant here.
Took the what?
The lead?
No, the county board of supervisors did.
They did?
Yeah.
Okay, then, so your answer is right there. Okay? They were the part of taking the lead. Did they set it up like that?
I don't know now, but I know the county was the one cut the trees down, cleaned it off.
Okay,
The county,
I understand that.
The county was the one that was
I understand that. I can't cry foul for the city of Clinton Public Schools, and we were involved in that.
Yeah, we was involved with it. The last board was.
Okay, well.
I just wanted to bring that out there. I want to make sure that people know that Malcolm Johnson is going to make sure we get some lights in areas where county residents.
If
Then we'll fix some in the city and areas where we need them.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that the people know that we're going to stand up for our county. Learn it. Mississippi got one of the world's best steakhouses. They're called Gibbs Steakhouse. Guess what? It ain't a doggone light on the road going to the number one steakhouse in Central Mississippi. Wendell Road. They got a light or two out there, but you need a little lighting in these locations. When people go and eat a good steak, they need to know, hey, when I walk out at night, we can see to get back to the main road. When we get to the main road, we know there's a light. You just need more lighting, Mr. Bill.
Okay,
You understand that?
I do understand that.
I know you hooked on what you believe in, but right is right, because our job is to take care of the citizens. The county citizens and the citizens of Hinds County. So I want to put that out. Look, we got a couple of questions. Chris Williams says surrounding areas have city politicians doing their jobs while ours are constantly bickering with each other, going to court. Chris Williams, look, bro, I got to agree with you on that, Chris. But guess what, Chris? Malcolm Johnson's not going down to go to court. I'm going down there to work for the people and get some things done and bring some leadership back to this county, bro. But we appreciate you there. Floyd Lewis said, Derek Gray, it is called white flight. And now they want Jackson back because federal money is coming to Jackson. And they want Jackson back before it becomes a young Atlanta. Floyd, I don't know. Chris Williams said, wait a minute, Malcolm is Clinton in Hinds County? Shaking my head. Chris, I didn't say Clinton in Hinds County. I'm talking about who reaping from the taxes of the plant and then who is paying for the light bill. That's all we trying to say, that the plant is in the Clinton city limits. It's in the Clinton city limits. It's on the line, but they index it into the Clinton city limits, right?
Okay.
So if the city and the school is going to benefit from the taxes, then someone should have been forced to say, well, it's 30 light poles out there on that road, you know. The road on from the interstate. It's lit up. It's pretty. It's going. I love it. But those 30 poles would have been just as good in Lerner, Terry, Tank Road, Midway Road, some of those roads out there in the county. Could have done some of those lights out in those areas and some of those intersections for the betterment of the citizens and the safety of our fire trucks, ambulances, and other people in Hinds County. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Bill.
Well, do we have any contact with the people out there? And I understand that sounds good, but all this stuff has taken place, and we act like nobody didn't know what was going on until such time you realize you don't have no lights. Now, we talking about leadership. We talking about plans. We talking about policies. Well, nobody else was at the table at the time this stuff was being constructed.
Yes, we had some people at the table that was concerned about them and not the people.
Okay.
Yes, and that's why a lot of them lost. A lot of them don't know really why they lost.
So in other words, like they said, okay, the South will rise again.
Yeah.
You talked about Socrates. Let me tell you something from the South will rise again that the old folks used to say years ago. If you're not at the table when decisions are made, that means you're on the menu.
Oh, shucks.
Okay? So, if they was at the table.
Now Mr. Bill getting grown up there. Say, if you at the table, if you're not at the table, that means they finna eat you up.
You're on the menu.
I tell you one thing.
Now we're talking about lights. We was on the menu.
Mr. Bill, you crazy. Say you wasn't on the.
If you're not at the table.
I got to give you some of them, Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill is a knowledgeable guy, but Mr. Bill,
yes, sir.
What I'm trying to say is we got to do more for our county residents. We got to do more for Utica. You hear me?
That's
you
right.
went to the town of Utica with me.
Yeah.
You remember that night we come out to meeting down there, wasn't no light. All right. I said, man, this woman is scared me, man.
Yeah.
And she come from, we was walking around the truck to go to our truck, and the woman was just walking past the truck, and when I looked up and saw the woman, ladies and gentlemen, I like to fell out. You remember that, Mr. B?
Yeah, I remember.
We were down there in Utica. Come out to the little meeting down there in the little police station down there in the little city hall.
Right.
Yeah, so you need some lights in some of those areas that people can see. People can go to their car and put the key in and not be afraid.
At night, right.
Now I'm gonna show you something now. Ain't no lights in Jackson. And this supposed to be the city. There ain't no working red lights in Jackson, Mr. Bill.
Boy. Well, I have noticed there are a lot of street
You been to
signs.
Mexico yet?
No, I hadn't been to Mexico.
I want you to go to Laredo, Texas, and cross the Mexican border. And go about a third of a mile into Mexico and pull up to what used to be red lights and tell me what they got right there. Guess what they got?
What they got?
Stop sign.
Okay.
Ain't nothing working in Mexico.
Okay.
And you don't even flush the toilet in Mexico.
Okay.
Jackson is almost need to be named. What's the Mexican name for Jackson?
Ooh, I don't know.
Anybody out there know the Mexican name for Jackson?
That's a Spanish term.
A Spanish term for Jackson in Spanish, because we almost need to be calling Jackson that, bro. I've been to Mexico, and I've been to eat at a restaurant. And when I got through, I went to go use the bathroom, and guess what I found out? They didn't have flushing water. Now the toilet's flushed, but it wasn't no pressure. You know, it flushed, and it did what they did there. And then people come in and pour water and then clean it up.
But if you go to Mexico and you go to the end of the resorts, you got everything you have here.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about where the people live.
Yeah, where the people. They do not take care of the people. Are we doing that in Jackson? We're not taking care of the people like Mexico don't take care of the people? That's what you're saying at this particular point?
Well, I'm just saying it is what it is, but there's some problems going on. And what we want to do, Mr. Bill, we want to be able to get to the table and help the people. We don't want to get to the table and add to the problem. We don't want to get to the table and join what's going on. We want to get to the table and say, no. These people deserve the same treatment that these people. We're not going to settle for that. We're not going to settle for that. The lights work in Eastover and the lights work in the Fondren, but the lights on Woodrow Wilson coming to Mr. Socrates building got stop signs out there. We're just not going to go for that, Mr. Bill. But we're going to do it the right way. You know, the Bible said do things decently what? Huh? What the Bible say about that? Do it decently and in order, right? You know the Bible said that, don't Well, I want you to tell the people what the Bible said. Decent and what?
And in order.
So that's what we want to do, is make sure we are doing what's decent and in order. 1-800-4925-186. You can call in and let us know if we're elected as supervisors. What would you like to see the Hinds County Board of Supervisors do in Hinds County for all of the people in Hinds County? This is Malcolm Johnson. That's right, of the Brent Hazard and Malcolm Johnson Show. We got a caller, ladies and gentlemen. It took us 45 minutes, but we finally got it. It must be the Lord, because ain't nobody else called today, Mr. Big. Caller, you on the air. The Brent Hazard and Malcolm Johnson Show. You can tell it like it is today.
Hey, gentlemen, how you all doing tonight?
Doing well.
This is Chantel.
Hey, Chantel.
Hello. You all are covering some good topics and making some good points.
I'm doing the best I can. I ain't good as you, but I'm holding on.
Hey.
Huh? Chantel.
Yes, sir.
I say I'm not quite good as you on this podcast, but I'm doing the best I can with all I got.
Well, that's all right. I cut my people off, so you ain't talking to nobody but me this time.
Hey, look here, Chantel. I got a man sitting here with me. His name is Mr. Dr. Bill. He got a doctor's degree. he can do all this good stuff. He say he's 70-something years old. He don't have to use Viagra. He one of the world's strongest men. But my question to you, when he won't talk on the show, what I need to do to him, Chantel?
But put that hold on.
She say put that hold on. You want to, Chantel?
He'll make it talk. You ain't got to know what's touching with that hold on. He'll start talking then.
Yeah, hey, Chantel, I'm mad to get you to come up here and post some hold on him, because, boy, look, I'm pointing at him, telling him to talk, and he looking at me like I'm crazy.
Well, it look like to me he's careful with what he say. Something I'm not sure. So that's even better. But I totally agree with everything that you gentlemen are saying for enlightening, taking care of the people, because actually we really are like a third world country nowadays.
Yes, sir. Tell it, Chantel. I'm gonna be quiet and you tell them what's really going on.
Well, you know it's sad, but it's true. But now we so far at the bottom now, it ain't no other way but up.
Lord have mercy. Have you
and
seen?
I just want to encourage the people to get out and vote.
That's right.
Get
Chantel.
out and vote for change, because if you do the same things, you're going to get the same result.
Say it again. Somebody didn't hear you, Chantel.
Some people in there like you now, we got to go ahead and get you in there.
I promise you one thing, I ain't going to embarrass you.
Their family numbers back, they go on to the house, and then come back. You know, we as citizens don't have to want to change.
That's right. We as people got to want to change. You know what Martin Luther King said before he died?
Within this topic.
You know what Martin Luther King said before he died? Chantel.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King said before he died, he said, if you can't walk, crawl. What he said, if you can't walk,
That part right.
huh?
I totally agree.
He said, if you can't walk, crawl. He said, if you can't fly, what you supposed to do, Mr. Bill?
Yeah, run.
Run. Not why he said, if you can't run, walk. Am I right?
Uh-huh.
If you can't fly, what you do?
Mm-hmm.
What did he say, Bill?
Go ahead.
But I know he said, whatever you do, Chantel, keep it moving. You remember that, Chantel?
Oh yeah, you gotta keep it moving.
Well, that's what we got to do. The people in there now that got us in this shape.
Nobody has been held accountable.
We got to keep it moving. On election day, keep it moving. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, well, I've been going door to door like D.O. Wick. I'm in the no-income apartment. You know, I'm out here in these streets, in these gutters, just trying to change the mindset of these people, just to let them know the importance of voting. Because the community, they really have lost their faith in leadership. And due to the fact of the way things been going the last 27 years, you really can't blame them.
Well, I tell you one thing, man. Listen, I don't know if you're going to agree with this, but one Tuesday the next week or two, I'm going to invite you on this show with me and Brent Hazard. And I want you to...
I don't have no objections to that.
I want you to come in because, you know, he my friend now. Don't get me wrong. And Brent's a smart man. But Brent needs somebody like you 1 week to come in here and set this building on fire, Chantel. You know, you be talking, they had a fire on the screen. I want you to come on here one Tuesday night and put the fire on the screen and burn it down and tell the truth, shame the devil. And then when you get through, I want Brent Hauser to say, and if anybody got a problem, send and sue her, you can send it to attorney Brent Hauser, the Richard Schwartz and Associates. You hear me, Chantel? But I just thank you for what you do.
But I'd love to come on the show with you all because, you know, it's just things that have happened over this past weekend was deadly.
Yeah, it's sad, baby. It's really sad.
It was a deadly weekend again.
Yes, it's sad. I heard we had like 4 shootings Sunday. Hey, Chantel.
What's going on until, you know, I know people that's losing family members by the 2s and the 3s and whole families.
That's right.
Nobody says nothing. You know, they ain't talking about the lights being out. Ain't nobody even saying nothing about the water no more.
Everybody's scared. They thinking.
So everybody talk about it when it's a hot topic.
That's right.
It ain't even Band-Aids being put on stuff. It used to be Band-Aids. They used to patch it up. They used to put a Band-Aid on. Hell, they ain't even doing that no more. They not addressing nothing. You know, people walking out the jailhouse like it's on the Monopoly game, get out a free card, and everybody wanna act like they don't know what the hell going on. It's a network. The damn inmates is paying more than these people's salaries. They know what's going on. Everybody know what's going on. No different than embalming fluid floating around here. Hell, everybody know where you get embalming fluid from. The damn funeral home. There's a white funeral home in Jackson. But don't nobody say nothing about that either. But it's our children that's suffering out here with this foolishness. If they know exactly what's going on, if they stop black networking all the damn money among themselves, maybe them people can get some help.
Tell the story.
It's so much stuff around here that's wrong to where the small people like you and I is trying to do what's right and got understanding that you can't say it to God, that you pass it through here, and what you put in your dash, you're going to be held accountable for. The rest of them, hell, they think it's banks in heaven and hell. So, you know, just like you said about Clint with the light pole, what smart person negotiated that BS?
Now you're talking.
That's down the road.
Now you're talking.
How the county gonna pay for their light poles? You know, that's crazy. But you're supposed to be the smart people. So that lets you know right there, somebody put something somewhere because something in that milk ain't clean.
And guess who voted for the county to pay the light bill and somebody else get the tax money? Guess who voted for Chantel?
The 9 people that were there.
Look, and guess who one of the guys is? The guy that I'm running against. He voted for Hinds County to pay 35 light pole bills with county money, and voted that the taxes, somebody else get the tax money, and we gonna still pay the lights. Is that crazy?
Well, that ain't nothing. One of the candidates, she's on her side of the legislature getting a street named after her son who wasn't even killed here in Jackson. It was killed in Alabama. She went on to the house and regrouped and come back and think the citizens stupid enough to vote her back in again when you voted for these people to be trusted for drugs through the welfare and your whole damn county on food stamps. Your whole area on food stamps. How is you working for the people and you up there trading votes? So, don't tell me about them, honey, because I like to tell them 10 toes down in their face. They just think the citizens of Hinds County is sweet and dumb, if you ask me.
I believe you're right.
Somebody go put you back in there. You didn't do nothing when you was up there for the people for the 8 years. That place out there like that. You talking about life. Why did I already have? This the stuff that we supposed to already have.
That's right.
That's like keep going by zero turns and give them away and going back by some more. But you say to buy stuff that you done bought before. Unless you got some spare money. See, that's the sign of the spare money. That's the spare money, that's the hush money, that's all it.
Mm-hmm. Tell the story, Chantel.
That's the sign of the hush money.
Turn your head and look the other way.
So somebody got a lot of hush money. To agree to that, how the hell we gonna pay the light bill for them? And they shoot the lights out over here. And when the citizens don't want the light out here, they shoot it out. You know, it's just sad. It really is. It's just sad that our old people got their feet on our neck, but they sit up here and tell the citizens it's the white man.
Say, bag up.
Stand with us against the white man.
Bag up, Chantel. What'd you say now? Chantel, say that again, because somebody out there in Reddit and
I think they got the citizens of Hinds County and Jackson, pretty much the whole state of Mississippi, especially Jackson. Everybody that looks like us that's in leadership got the citizens and everybody thinking it's the white man. It's the white man, it's the white man, it's the white man.
Oh, Jesus.
If it's the white man, why you won't stand with us against the white man?
So
if
it
they don't do that, that's how you know they straddle the fence.
That means somebody lying, and they blame the white man for the problem.
But see,
and the white man ain't even dying though. Huh?
We all as African Americans know how to handle a racist white man. Our grandparents, our mothers, our great grandparents, they taught us how to handle them. But see, what my grand also taught me is watch that house nigga in that Sambo. Cause he the one who you got to worry about. Cause he the one who's gonna shake your hand, tell you that he's going against the white man the whole damn time they snap their hands and over there and chomp. And then when I go in their houses, they sit up and tell me how crooked they ass is. That's why I say I wouldn't hold another title. A homemaker and a housekeeper, you can't beat us. You can't beat us without knowledge. Because what they show y'all, you'll never see. I see it.
That right.
I see it. And they see how messed up our people is over us. Because they'll never do theirs like that. As I say, when I see a white boy holding in there, neck head, I don't have to clench my pistol. I don't have to clench my pistol. Because he going up there cutting down the damn light poles and stuff. That's what he doing. He ain't gonna contact me out my foreign car. But my own car will. And what's going on with the misdemeanor jail? Why the hell it ain't up and running?
Well, you know, David Archer was trying to get it one time, and And Credell and Bobcat them took over, and the jail still ain't open. They got said the jail will be operating in 60 days. That was 2 years ago.
And you got all of that new stuff down there, and nobody in there. When it should be pay or stay like it was back in the day. Because see, what people don't realize is, that's what I say about the crime here. They got Jackson thinking that, they got the citizen thinking Jackson's sweet. They won't go to surrounding areas and do crime, but they come here and do crime. Well, I know Jackson will throw you away. I remember Jackson used to be pay or stay just like Madison, Rankin, and everywhere else. We got to get back to accountability. We got to get back to, if you do the crime, you going to do the time.
That's right.
And our courts got to do better.
That's right.
Our courts and our judges, forget who your sorority sister is. Forget your daddy was in the Mason group with his daddy. Forget all of that foolishness.
I tell you,
And do your job.
Chantel,
Uh-huh.
I thank you for coming. I'm going to notify you, and I'm going to get you on the show maybe next week, maybe early next week on this show. And I want you to come over here and let them have it. Because the people need to hear what you're talking about, because you're not lying. You telling the truth. We got folks, our color, tell us the white man fault. And it ain't even a white man in the meat.
Right. And it ain't a white person with all me Jackson.
Huh. I tell you what we think.
Ain't no white boys going through them. Ain't no white boys going through them ERs for no assault white person.
I hear you. We appreciate you for calling. We appreciate that call, Chantel. Our time about out for this week right here. But listen, I want to say, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. Whatever you do, Chantel, you got to keep it moving. Do you hear me?
Oh, yeah. And y'all have a good day.
I appreciate you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Brent House, the Malcolm Johnson Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Floyd Lewis and Chantel just said something. How many supervisors and council members got their hands? Oh, Lord. Floyd, he's strong now. If they announce tomorrow we can't play football or basketball, people would go crazy. Derek Gray, you got that right. All they got to do is say, we can't play. And guess what'll happen? And if they say they're going to close the boat down in Vicksburg, it'll be Mr. Bill, it'll be what you call them things?
A catastrophe.
No, that's another word. You know, when they take over the city. What you call it when they?
A riot.
It'll be a riot if they say they're going to say no more going to the boat around here. But I mean, I want people concerned about sports and basketball, football, and the casinos. And guess what? All you got to do is tell them when they close down, well, the white folks don't want y'all gambling. And we'll be mad. You hear me? And there will be nobody. I got to go back. Somebody said I got to go back and watch this one. Y'all talk. Well, no, but Carson, we just had a good time. They opened the lines up at 1-800-4925-1860. Look, I'm Malcolm Johnson. I'm running to be your supervisor, District 5 in Hinds County. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't believe we got a leadership problem in Hinds County, I just want you to go to the next red light that you see and look up. If it's working, go to the next one. By the time you get to the third light, it won't be working. Leadership matters. Experience matters. I have experience to start day one on the job in Hinds County as the next board of supervisor. I understand the whole process, understanding how it goes. I work with every tenant of the county. I work with the clerks, with Zach, Eddie, Jean, the EOC department. I work with the sheriff department. I work with everything in the county. I understand how to do. I know day one what to put on the agenda to get the county moving. I understand how you do and what you do to make things work. I want you to reach out to all your friends and let them know that Malcolm Johnson needs your voting support on August the 8th. And this Thursday, if you're not doing nothing, the community support elect Malcolm Johnson is having a reception fundraiser at 932 North State Street from 4:30 to 6:30. Come by, have a little something to eat at the reception. I'll have you a nice cold Coca-Cola, iced tea, or maybe a small glass of wine or something, and hear me and others speak on behalf of this campaign. That'll be this Thursday, 4:30 to 6:30, 932 North State Street. I've been Malcolm Johnson. Also with me is who?
Wilfred Bill here.
Dr. Bill is with us today, and we just thank everyone for checking in. And Brent House will be back next week. He got a big trial. He's working on a big brief. He got some court cases coming up. Tarita Jones, appreciate you for always locked in. Floyd Lewis, thank you for locking in. Ricky Carson, thank you. Derek Gray, everybody that locked in. Chris Williams, thank you for locking in. And Brent House will be back next week. But I do want to say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. And that is, if we keep voting the same way, you cannot expect no more different results than what we got now. You know that, Mr. Bill, don't you?
Yeah, they talk about that. If you keep doing the same thing, expecting different results, that's We'll see y'all next week on the Brent Hazard and Malcolm Johnson Show. Take